And business owner, Navy veteran Andrew Clyde joins us. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Greta. How are you?
I'm very well. So tell me what happened. You were running your business, and what happened?
I was running my business, and on April the 12th, 2013, two IRS agents showed up and with a seizure warrant and took $940,313 from my company's bank account. And
Had you ever...
they told me that... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. They told you what?
And they told me I was that I had been structuring.
All right. And by structuring, what they mean is that the IRS, the laws are such that if you deposit more than $10,000 in the bank, that the banks are obliged to notify the federal government. But structuring is that, for instance, if you keep putting $9,000 in to beat the $10,000 requirement, right?
Yeah, that's what they said. That's correct. I had no idea what it even was.
Okay. So tell me, what were you doing?
We were just depositing less than $10,000 in the bank on a regular basis. As a small business, you want to manage risk, you know, and any time that you send cash out of the store to deposit, you know, that's risk.
And so had you ever heard from the IRS before that? They just suddenly showed up and seized your $940,000?
That is correct. I never heard from the IRS before.
All right, so then what happened? After they seized the money, what did you do? That's a lot of cash to have seized by the IRS.
It's a lot of cash to be seized. It was most everything we had in that bank account. They said, call my attorney and have him talk to the Assistant United States Attorney. And so we had a conference about 6 days later between my attorney, my accountant, the IRS agents, and the Assistant United States Attorney. And we showed them this was legitimate money, you know, properly earned, properly reported, and we wanted it back. And they said, no, we're not going to give it back. They came about 3 weeks later with an offer to give me back $600,000 of it if I would forfeit $325,000 to the federal government. And I said, no, absolutely not.
So where does it stand now? You, of course, let me understand, you've never been charged with any crime, right? There's no crime involved with this.
That is correct. There's no crime involved with this. In fact, in that offer, they specifically noted that that I had not been accused of I had not been charged with any crime, and that they noted that the money was clean, and that it was appropriately handled, that all taxes were paid. They noted that in the offer.
Did they return $940,000?
No, ma'am, they did not. We went to a hearing 3.5 months later where a judge forced the IRS to return $440,000 of it and then gave me an expedited trial. We never actually went to trial. It was my tactical retreat, if you will, so I could fight another day, and I ended up forfeiting $50,000 to the IRS, and they gave me the $450,000 back.
One other quick question: how much you pay in legal fees?
Everything, the forfeiture and the legal fees cost me $149,000, Greta.
That's disgraceful. Anyway, Andrew, thank you, and may the IRS won't apologize directly to you, but I will. Thank you, sir.